race for promotion over in League One hots up a little bit as Portsmouth remain tip at the top of the table. Derby now in second spot, but of course, who will be there this coming weekend? We're going to take a look at that and much more next. Video today. We're looking forward to match day number over in League One, and we'll get to that in a second. If you know where you've been, smash your subscribe, and of course your one-stop shop for League One is right here at Blackburn Rovers Seas. We also cover Rovers, of course we do. We also cover Premier League, World Football, all that kind of jazz right here under one rooski. But of course, in this video, it is of course the race for promotion from League One to the Championship. Who of course is in the upper hand? Who of course is on the outside looking in? We'll take a look at all of it in a second, of course. Big shout out to the VIPs. They are the patrons. You know who you are. And again, if you're new, subscribe. So here we go, looking back this past midweek to see how I got on and you guys got on with our own very prediction league. So let's kick it all off with a recap of the results. So Bolton against Wickham was a 2-1 win for Bolton. They're right back in the thick of things, of course, into third spot right now, looking good to be in that discussion. Meanwhile, Burton against Carlisle, we'll do that another day. For whatever reason, that didn't go ahead. Charlton under Nathan Jones could only muster a draw against Lincoln City. I went with a home side victory here, but no, not good at the moment for Charlton. Meanwhile, Cheltenham with a big 2-0 win over Blackpool to give themselves a bit of a boost down the foot end of the table. Exeter did get spanked by Derby County, who are in that second spot right now. They have played 2 games more than Bolton at that moment, so we'll see how long that lasts. Meanwhile, Stevenage 3-2 lost to Bristol Rovers. Of course, despite that defeat, Steve Evans has just signed a new contract to stay with the club till 2026. Fleetwood Town could only muster a draw against Reading. I went with the 1-0 win myself. Leyton Orient did beat Northampton Town 4-3, 7-goal thriller. I went with a 2-0 win on that one. Leyton Orient are in this mix right here, right now, and I'd love to see them in the Championship. That'd be absolutely crazy. Meanwhile, Oxford, of course, 4-2 winners over Wigan. Big win for them. Over at the Kazan, Peterborough and Port Vale will do that again. Darren Moore's appointment for Port Vale come out of nowhere and could be a fantastic appointment. Of course, where are they right now? They are in the relegation, so they've got a lot of work to do. Of course, Portsmouth, though, big win for them over Cambridge, 3-1 win. I went with a 2-0 win, and Shrewsbury could only muster a draw against Barnsley, of course. That's, of course, my picks. What about the table then? The table looks like this. It is Portsmouth. It looks a little bit like this. Portsmouth, of course, kicking ass and taking 69 points on the board right now. Derby in second spot at the moment. Played 2 games more than Bolton, who have got 3 games on Portsmouth, 2 games on Derby. Win those 2, they could get 66 points. Win those 3, they could be on. They would actually be on 68 points if they win the 2. If they win the other one, they'll be on 7. They could be top bins here, guys. Could be top bins. Bolton, of course, Barnsley, Peterborough, and Oxford in the playoffs at the moment. Stevenage within a shot of getting in there. They do have a game in hand on Oxford. Leyton Orient have got a little bit of work to do, just like Blackpool at the moment. Don't look at Wigan. Look, Wigan are all the way down to 14th. I know. I'm giving you a bit of hope there, but they're all the way down to 14th. But going down, Carlisle, Fleetwood, Cheltenham, and Port Vale, I believe. Yeah, pretty grim stuff there for Nathan Jones and Darren Moore, 2 esteemed managers trying to get themselves, who've taken a bit of a gamble, I would imagine. Let's go back to big picture on that one, of course. I would imagine, Darren Moore and Nathan Jones would have been able to score jobs at the Championship level, but right here, right now, both of those 2 equipped, experienced heads taking a bit of a gamble right now with jobs in League One that could end up being back into League Two right now. So a lot of work to be done for those managers. Can they do it? Can they believe? We'll see. Let's take a look at the news guys, of course, kicking ass and taking names. Well done, Jamesbury's FC, Swindon Derby, and Vinnie Hong with 5 points. Well done to you guys. What's that done to the overall table? Well, it looks like this. It is, of course, Jamesbury's FC top of the charts with 147 right now. Swindon Derby in second. Russell Frost alongside him in third there. And, of course, the Chasing Pack. Get in amongst it, get predicting, keep on dreaming, and see if you can out-predict me, the predicting king, of course. So let's get into these games. And, of course, it is no end at the minute, no ending sight anyway for League One. Bolton against Charlton kick it all off on Monday. So let's get into this one then, shall we? Of course, it is at the Reebok or whatever they call it these days. 37 times these 2 sides have played each other since 1993. What, 16 wins for Bolton, 9 was for Charlton, 12 draws. Of course, the biggest win for Bolton was a 5-1 win, scoring 62 goals in 37 matches, 1.68 goals a game. Charlton, though, 3-0 win the biggest, scoring 45 goals in 37 matches, 1.22 goals a game heading into this one. Charlton, though, winless in the last 16 matches, of course. 17% form for them at the moment, 20th in the table, 32 points on the board. Against the Bolton side, 67% form for them right now, just 1 win in 4. Third in the table, 62 points on the board as well. So it's Ian Everett against Nathan Jones in the dugouts. Last time around, over at Bolton, it was a 3-1 win for Bolton back in September 2022. Charlton haven't beaten Bolton since January 2017 in League One, but that was at Bolton, might I add. But the odds for this one then, shall we? We have 6-4 on as your Bolton, 3-1 as your draw, 50-4 is your away win. Going to go with a 2-0 win for Bolton, which means Nathan Jones continues to be winless at Charlton. Carlisle United against Cambridge, of course, over in Carlisle. Played each other 19 times in 2002. We've got 3 wins to Carlisle, 8 wins to Cambridge, 8 draws, of course. Now, the biggest win for Carlisle was a 2-1 win, scoring 19 goals in those 19 matches as the goal a game on average. Cambridge, though, 5-0 win, the biggest, scoring 32 goals in 19 matches, 1.68 goals a game heading into this one. Cambridge on 50% form for them right now, 1-2, lost 2 and drawn 2 over the last 6. They are 17th, 35 points on the board, but however, back-to-back defeats up against the Carlisle side, winless in that, I don't even know how long, at least 6, 0% form for them right now, 24th in the table, 20 points on the board as well. Last time around, over in Carlisle was a 2-1 win for Cambridge back in March 2021. That was in League 2. The reverse fixture, of course, was a 1-0 win for Cambridge way back in October 2023. The last time that Carlisle picked up a victory was back in September 2018 in Cambridge over in League 2. The odds for this one, we have Carlisle 13-8 for the victory, 31-20 is your Cambridge, 12-5 is your draw. I'm going with against the grain here. I'm going to give it to Carlisle with a 1-0 win. They need one, of course, and Cambridge aren't made of stone, are they? I think Carlisle will take this as an opportunity to get themselves back on track. They've got to get a win sometime, and I think this is the time they'll do it. Meanwhile, Cheltenham against Port Vale, what a ding-dong affair. Of course, Darryl Clark up against his old club, Port Vale, of course, with Darren Moore looking for a new manager bounce. Played each other 26 times since 2002. We've got 9 wins for Cheltenham, 7 wins for Port Vale, 10 draws, of course. Now, the biggest win for Cheltenham was a 5-1 win, scoring 33 goals in 26 matches, 1.27 goals a game. Port Vale, though, 3-0 in the biggest, scoring 31 goals in 26 matches, 1.19 goals a game heading into this one. Port Vale, though, without a win in the last 6 matches, 17% form for them. They are 21st with 31 points on the board. Against the Cheltenham side, 50% form for them right now, winning 3 and losing 3, 22nd in the table, 29 points on the board, of course, and back-to-back wins heading into this one. Last round over in Cheltenham was a 0-0 draw back in January 2023. Cheltenham are unbeaten against Port Vale over the last 4, 2 wins and 2 defeats. Of course, the odds here for this one, though, we have 21-20 is your Cheltenham, 13-5 the draw, 12-5 is your away win. That's, of course, Port Vale. So the home win, home banker here for the bookies. I'm going with a 1-1 draw here. New manager bounce for Port Vale to a point. Anyway, Derby County flying high against Stevenage, of course, who are also competing to get themselves in the playoffs. Playoff spots, of course, coming at you. Played each other twice in 2022, 2 wins out of 2 for Stevenage. Of course, Derby, though, yet to get a win. Just the 1 goal in those 2 games, 0.50 goals a game on average. Stevenage, though, 3-1 win. The biggest, scoring 4 goals in total. That's 2 goals a game on average. On 58% form are Stevenage right now, without a win in the last 3. 7th in the table, 53 points on the board against the Derby County side, 67% form for them. Just 1 defeat in the last 6. Second, 63 points on the board as well, coming at you. Last time around, though, between these two sides, it was a 3-1 win for Stevenage in Stevenage back in October 2023. Now, these two sides have never played each other at Pride Park, according to my data anyway. But 2019 on is your Derby, 13-5 is the draw, 13-5 is also your away win. That's, of course, Stevenage are going to go with a 2-1 win for Derby, unfortunately. Stevenage taking the L on this one. Fleetwood Town against Barnsley, coming at you over at Fleetwood. Played each other 11 times since 2014. 2 wins for Fleetwood, 6 for Barnsley, 3 draws, of course. Now, the biggest win for Fleetwood was a 1-0 win, scoring 13 goals in 11 games, 1.18 goals a game on average. Barnsley, 4-2 win, the biggest, scoring 21 goals in 11 matches, 1.91 goals a game, of course. Barnsley, though, 67% form for them right now, just 1 defeat in the last 6, 4th in the table, 57 points on the board against the Fleetwood Town side, 50% form for them right now, 1-2, lost 2, and drawn 2 over the last 6, just 1 defeat in the last 5, though, 33rd on the table, 26 points all season long. Last time around, though, over at Fleetwood, it was a 1-0 win for Barnsley back in October 2022, and Barnsley are unbeaten against Fleetwood over the last 6, 4 wins and a couple of draws, including a draw last time around in Barnsley back in October this campaign. The odds here is 13-5 as your Fleetwood, 13-5 as draw, 2019 on is, of course, your Barnsley here. I'm going to go with a 1-0 win for Barnsley as well. Fleetwood, I'd like to see them hang around Charlie Adams, see if he can do work wonders with them. Meanwhile, kicking off was Leyton Orient against Brisbane, Burton Albion at Brisbane Road. Played each other just the one time in 2023. It was a draw. We'll talk about that in a minute. Leyton Orient on 75% form for them right now, just 1 defeat in the last 6. They are 8th, 48 points on the board against the Burton side, Burton Albion side, 42% form for them right now, just 1 defeat in the last 4. They are 18th with 35 points on the board as well. Last time around was a 0-0 draw for at the Pirelli, of course. Leyton Orient on the back of that 7th goal thriller against Northampton Town. Burton's last match, of course, back on the 10th of Feb against a win over Bristol Rovers. The odds here for this one, though, we're looking at Leyton Orient 15-8 on for the victory, 3-1. Is your draw, 90-4 is your way win. That's Burton Albion. Later on, win this, and they're right in the thick of things, and could even sneak into those playoffs very, very soon as well. Lincoln City against Exeter City. Coming at you over at Sincil Bank. Now, these two sides have played each other 12 times. Since 2003, we've got 2 wins to Lincoln, 6 wins to Exeter, 4 draws, of course. Now, the biggest win for Lincoln was a 3-0 win, scoring 12 goals in 12 matches. That's 1 goal a game on average. Exeter, though, 3-1 win. The biggest, scoring 16 goals in 12 matches, 1.33 goals a game on average. Bit of a mid-table crunch clash, this one. Exeter on 67% form for them right now, winning 4 of the last 6. They are 13th with 39 points on the board against a Lincoln City side. 11th in the table, 42 points on the board, 67% form for them. Unbeaten in at least the last 6 games. Last time around, though, over at Lincoln, it was a 1-1 draw back in July 2022. The reverse fixture in Exeter this campaign back in October was a 1-1 draw as well. Last time that these two sides played each other was back in July 2020. I was match number 1. Wow. Of course, coming at you. The bookies for this one, Lincoln are 11-10 for the victory, 30-5 is Exeter, 23-10 is the draw. I am going with a draw here on this one. Point apiece, both sides evenly matched in the middle of the table, and I think it will equal itself out. None the same. Northampton Town up against Bristol Rovers. Northampton Town on a bit of a slump at the moment. Played each other 28 times in 2003. We've got 7 wins for Northampton, 14 wins for Bristol Rovers, 7 draws, of course. Now the biggest win for Northampton, 4-0 win, scoring 28 goals in 28 matches, 1 goal a game on average. Bristol Rovers, though, 6-0 win, the biggest, scoring 43 goals in 28 matches, 1.54 goals a game, of course. Bristol Rovers are on 50% form for them right now, 1-3, lost 3, heading into this one. They are 10th with 43 points on the board against the Northampton Town side, 41 points on the board, just 1 win in 6 for them heading into this one. Last time around, over at Sixfields, it was a 1-win win for Bristol Rovers back in March 2022. The reverse fixture in Bristol was a 2-1 win back in October 2023. The odds here for this one, 8-5 is your Northampton Town, 13-5 is your draw, 6-4 is your long shots. Bristol Rovers here, going to go with a 2-1 win for Northampton, back to winning ways. Have they got enough in the tank to get into those playoffs? We'll see very, very soon. Peterborough United up against Blackpool, of course, coming at you at Peterborough. Played each other 24 times in 2002. We've got 9 wins for Posh, 12 wins for Tangerines, and 3 draws, of course. Now, the biggest win for Peterborough was a 5-0 win, scored 36 goals in 24 matches, 1.50 goals a game on average. Blackpool, though, 4-1 win, the biggest, scoring 36 goals in 24 matches, 1.50 goals a game, heading into this one as well. They're on 50% form, are Blackpool right now. 1-2 lost to and drawn to over the last 6. They are 9th, 47 points on the board against the Peterborough side. 3 defeats on the spin, of course, 42% form for them, 5th at the table, 56 points on the board heading into this one. Last time around, though, over at Peterborough was a 5-0 win for the Posh back in May 2022. The reverse fixture in Blackpool was a 4-2 win for Peterborough at Bluefield Road as well. The odds for this one, we got Peterborough at even Steams for the victory, 13-5 is your Blackpool, 5-2, of course, is the draw. 3-1 win for the Posh on this one, keeping their dreams alive. Meanwhile, Portsmouth against Reading, of course, coming at you at Fratton Park. Now, these two sides locking horns 20 times in the past. Since 1994, we got 9 wins for Portsmouth, 4 for Reading, 7 draws, of course. Now, the biggest win for Portsmouth was a 7-4 win, scoring 25 goals in 20 matches, 1.25 goals a game on average. Reading, though, 2-0 in the biggest, scoring 16 goals in 20 matches, 0.80 goals a game, of course. Reading unbeaten in the last 6 games, 75% form for them right now. They are 16th on paper, 35 points on the board right now. Portsmouth, 92% form for them, of course, 5 wins in the last 6. They are top, 69 points, of course, and they look like the real deal once again. Last time around, over at Fratton Park in the league, it was a 1-0 win for Portsmouth back in August 2011. Goodness gracious me. The reverse fixture was a 3-2 win for Pompey at the Matchday back in October this campaign, of course. But the odds right here, right now for this one, we have Portsmouth 7-4 on for the victory, 3-1 is, of course, your draw, 19-4 is your away win. Reading on this one, but Portsmouth will take the points and remain tip of the top of that table, and of course, destined, hopefully, to be back in the Championship once again. And then Shrewsbury against Wigan, of course, coming at you over in Shrewsbury. Played each other 10 times in 2015. We got 1 win for Shrewsbury, 7 wins for Wigan, 2 draws, of course, and the biggest win. The only win for Shrewsbury was a 1-0 win, scoring 5 goals in those 10 games, 0.50 goals a game on average. Wigan, though, 5-1 win, the biggest, scoring 18 goals in those 10 matches, 1.80 goals a game heading into this one. Just 1 win in the last 4 for Wigan right now, 50% form for them over the last 6. They are 14th, 37 points on the board against the Shrewsbury Town side, 33% form for them right now, just 1 defeat in the last 4, 19th with 35 points on the board at the moment, of course. Last time around, over at Shrewsbury, it was a 3-0 win for Wigan back in April 2022. The reverse fixture at the DW was a 2-0 win for Wigan, who have won 4 on the spin against Shrewsbury heading into this one. When I say 4, I mean 5 on the spin heading into this one. The odds for this one, though, we're looking at Shrewsbury 31-20 for the victory, 12-5 is a draw, 13-8 is, of course, your Wigan. Everything smells like a Wigan victory here, but I'm going to go against the grain with a 1-0 win for the Shrews. Just got a feeling they'll nick this one, 1-0 win in the end. And then wrapping up, it's Wickham, it's Oxford, a bit of a derby this one over at the Adams Park. Played each other 25 times in 2004. We got 9 wins for Wickham, 8 wins for Oxford, 8 draws, of course. Now the biggest win for Wickham, 2-0 win, scoring 30 goals in 25 matches, 1.20 goals a game on average. Oxford, 3-0 win, the biggest, scoring 32 goals in 25 matches, 1.28 goals a game, of course. Oxford, 42% form for them right now, unbeaten in the last 4, however, just 1 win in 6. They are 6th in the table, 55 points on the board against the Wickham side, 15th for the table, 37 points on the board, 58% form for them, and of course, just 1 defeat in the last 5. Last time around, though, over at Wickham was a 2-0 win for Wickham back in January 2020. 2023. The reverse fixture at the Kazan was a 2-2 draw back in October this campaign. Now, these two, again, Wickham are unbeaten against Oxford over the last 6, 4 wins and a couple of draws in all competitions and all venues. And the odds, though, for this one, 6-5 is your Wickham, 11-5 is your away win, 12-5 is the draw, of course. I am going with a win for Wickham on this one. 2-1 win to complete that, or add to that a bit of a recent run of results against Oxford. And that, my friends, will complete my pack. And if I am right, this is what the table will look like, or at least something along these lines. It'll be Portsmouth, 72 points at the board, with Derby in second spot, Bolton still up there in third, Barnsley, Peterborough, and then Oxford. Closing in, Stevenage, of course, Leyton Orient, of course, not too far away either. And then the chasing pack as well. Carlisle, Fleetwood, Cheltenham and Port Vale going down as it stands. But, of course, that could all change very, very soon because it doesn't last long in League One. Game's just around the corner. But anyway, till then, subscribe, catch you later. Of course, be safe out there. And, of course, keep on predicting right here at Blackburn Overseas.